All right, ladies and gentlemen, FABS in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Check this out. I got all the parts, almost, ready to be mounted together on what I will be showing to you in a little bit. Just stay tuned because there's something very unique that's gonna come up on this channel. I am teaming up with Mr. ALVANDI from Tehran, Iran, to create something quite unique that you've never seen anywhere. It is going to be the cone for the Horseman 617 for this beauty right over here. This is the Fujinon 400mm f8. This is a telephoto lens, and right now it's mounted on a linoff plate, but soon will be mounted on a cone for a Horseman SW617. And I've got the finder already. I don't know if you can see, but there's a 400mm right up there. This is awesome. This actually, by the way, it's also gonna fit onto the Fuji GX617. It's shared shoe, with that camera. And I've got a Arca Swiss plate that's gonna be mounted underneath. You need a beefy one, a thick one with 2 screws to mount that beast. You're gonna see later. And then we're gonna need a lens wrench. In this case, I've got this one. It's adjustable. You can decide it's like a spanner, and it has like a flat head and just like a pointy tip on the other side. So these are the elements that I need to be mounting, and there's gonna be another video for that, onto the cone that it's gonna come soon. So you have to stay tuned for that, and it will become pretty much something like this. Right now, this is the 250mm from Horseman. This is a Schneider Kreuznach Telexenar 250mm with the relative finder 250 and my trusty SW617 Professional. So this is probably my favorite camera ever. It is a beast. It is rare. It is expensive. And I was never able to find a 400mm, which is a dream lens on a camera like this. Are you kidding me? 617 format with a 400mm. It's something insane. There is zero, and I say zero, literature on picture samples online. There's nothing. So nobody ever was ever able to actually buy the 400mm for this camera, and it's very elusive. They made very, very few. It was at the peak of digital surging up and the start of the downfall of analog photography. And this camera here, it was built and produced right in that moment, around 2006. So they probably dropped the production because it was so expensive and nobody bought that. But I'm trying to, it's years I'm trying to find the 400. It never comes up for sale, and I saw it once and it was like, I don't know, 14,000 bucks. So something stupid that I couldn't pull the trigger for that one. So I abandoned the idea, and then I actually thought to team up with ALVANDI and create this monster with him, and I'm gonna share the details of the process of the designing and what we went through right now. So check this out. So this is the first design with the lens mounted on the shutter, helicoid. There's a massive tube, cone, spacer, and the back cover over here. And then we decided to also add some lens guard to protect the lens, and also to be a little bit more faithful to the original design with a tube kind of rail kind of lens guard to protect the front elements, because it's really, really delicate. Then we went through some other modification. Here you see the view from below, but because this thing is going to be very heavy, we decided to opt for a wider base, like so, which is going to be supporting the whole weight of this monster we are creating. These are the other views from the top, from the side, and you see clearly there's two spacers, and the thick guard is gonna serve as a base, and underneath we're gonna mount the Arca Swiss plate that you just saw, so that everything is stored on the back right over here. There's gonna be the camera, of course, to balance the weight, and this is pretty well centered to keep the whole kit balanced. And this is another view from below with the Arca Swiss plate mounted. Front view, ALVANDI logo, and this is just the overall view of the final design that we made with screws and everything. Massive spacer going on. Here some little adjustments. We also increased the helicoid size, so in order to be able to focus with this tele much closer than the original one that was provided with the Horseman SW617 cone. That, if I'm not mistaken, had a closer focusing distance of 20 meters, which is not really practical for people. They gotta be very far from you, so hopefully this is gonna work and we're gonna be able to focus down to 3 meters. That is the hope. When it's gonna be mounted, we are gonna be able to check the closest focusing distance, and I'm super excited. If it's, below 8 meters, I'll be very, very happy. We extended the length. You're gonna see in a second, this is the film plane, and this is just the lens back cover, the lens cap, let's call it that way. So this is the helicoid extended, and you can see the 8 meter mark is right over here, and there's an arrow that points the 5 meter mark right over there, which means that this guy is turning more than 360 degrees. So it's insane. It's going to be a very long turn for the helicoid. And right up here we have like focusing distance is right here, and then the depth of field scale, which should be accurate. This is referred to a 360 millimeter, so probably it's going to be very, very similar, a little bit narrower than this, so hopefully it's gonna work out. If not, I'm gonna do some markings and I'm gonna maybe stick them on top of that. But anyways, here you see it retracted with the focus almost to infinity. These are the two spacers made, and here you see the actual machining of the spacer going on like that, with some coolant, of course. And it's pretty cool to see the whole procedure, the whole process that is going on behind the scene for this massive project that is taking quite some time and quite some experience on both sides, right? This is the machining of the front element protector, so the lens guard that is gonna surround the front element of the Fujinon 400 millimeter. And right next to that we can see some other machining process going on, and this is the final piece of the front lens element with the ALVANDI logo right there. This is the billet of aluminum that is going to become the cone. So there's an initial hole drilled, and then the hollowing from the back of the cone. And here you can see the rough surface of the inside of the cone completely milled out. This is the outside of the cone being slowly machined. As you can see, it's a very slow process. It takes a lot of time and precision, and this is all made in Tehran, and I'm very happy to be able to collaborate and create something that I can say it's quite unique, because you don't have this thing anywhere. So This is the finishing of the surface of the cone to give it a smoother finish, getting ready for anodization. This is another step, as you can see, and this is just the finishing of the edge at the base of the cone, as you can see. And it's really cool to see the process and behind the scene, and to be able to work with this guy. This is the cone finished right over there. This is just another step. And here you see how it looks. This is the spacer held together in place. And this is the spacer finished from one side and from the other side. This is going to be the side, I believe, that's going to go to the camera. This is the machining of the lens cap from the back lens cap, which is going to be able to protect the whole piece. And this is just another sequence from the process for the pretty thick cap, I would say. Originally, Horseman is doing, used to do plastic, flimsy back like protector cap, lens rear cap, that didn't really work well. It was just falling off all the time. I have one of those, but these are aluminum and they screw in into the actual cone, in the actual spacer, let's say. So very, very sturdy. So here you see the three pieces: the helicoid, the spacer, the lens guard, and the lens rear cap. All nice and done. And here it is, the assembled cone with the helicoid, spacers, and finally lens guard and lens back, all put together with these knurled brass screws that are gonna just go in and screw in into the camera. So this is the beginning of something epic, I would say. It is not here yet, so this is the part one of the video. I'm gonna make a video showing you how to assemble something like this. It's gonna be very exciting, at least for me. I'm just really excited, like a little kid. I cannot wait to put this thing together. It is a dream that is coming true, to be able to shoot 617 pictures with a 400mm Fujinon T lens. This is the second version, the EBC, with the EBC improved coating. So I'm really, really excited to see this come to life. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for part 2.